Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at Chainlink and its valuations against Bitcoin. Um, it's currently Saturday, so here we have Chainlink on the weekly chart, and we have about 9 hours in a day left for the week. And on the weekly, we're kind of going in and out of red and green, but on the daily for today, we are down. We are down 4%. It's been pretty volatile to say the least. When we look at the hourly, but we were like up 3% earlier today, um, but obviously we're trending back down, and so it's kind of a tumultuous time. But we don't necessarily follow the hourly here, or at least I don't. I'm more so the shortest time frame I'd go would probably be the daily. But the weekly, I think, is a great is a sweet spot of get the shortest time frame possible, but more so get a easier sense of navigating the market on the weekly. So let's take a look at Chainlink. We talked about the 20-week moving average, how important it is, how we can see from this asset on the weekly that Chainlink against Bitcoin really likes the 20-week moving average when it's above it. And when we are above it, we do rally fairly quickly. Currently right now against Bitcoin, we are about 50% above the 20-week moving average, which is good, I think, from the time of leaving the 20-week moving average to where we are now. From the absolute price of the 20-week moving average today to where we are now, it's about 43%. When we look at moves of Chainlink, we see valuations from as low as I believe just under 100%, or about 100%, to as high as the most recent one, which was about 268%. So we're halfway there to around the average gain of Chainlink bouncing off the 20-week moving average or coming above the 20-week moving average, which is about 100%. And naturally, it'd be easy to assume that that would happen again. It doesn't have to, but that would be the valuation in mind, at least for me, for a local top. Anyway, what's interesting though is this doji candle. We get this T candle where we're up 0.13% on the week. We're down. We keep on flipping back and forth, and it shows some kind of indecision, at least with this week. And I think with that indecision comes for an interesting week ahead. So it not necessarily this week, but the following week should give us some clear indication of where Chainlink wants to go. If this is with this indecision candle, if we break up next week, then it's more likely that we will continue on up to maybe 100% gain from the breakout of the 20-week. If we break down, then this might be the local top that we have, and we're trending back down to the 20-week moving average. Ultimately, it comes down to Bitcoin, what Bitcoin wants to do. And obviously, right now, with Bitcoin at the 20-week moving average, and we can even bring it down to the hourly if you want to, and enable the 3,360-hour moving average, we can get to see what the 20-week looks like on the hourly basis. And we can see that we're bouncing off of it. And on the hourly, we can close below it. It should be fine. That the key part is to make sure that we don't close below the 20-week moving average on the weekly chart. So come this week, come tomorrow, should be very interesting for Bitcoin, where we're going to land for this week and the coming weeks ahead. So if we do close below the 20-week moving average, then I would gander that Link will start trending down. That has been my thesis coming into it. My other thesis was that when Bitcoin is at the 20-week moving average, then liquidity will flow out of altcoins, but we haven't really seen that happen. We saw Ethereum rally yesterday, Link rallied yesterday, Uniswap rallied yesterday. A lot of coins. Cardano is just being a monster right now, and so we don't see that happening, and so that would be invalidated. But I would still contend that if Bitcoin does trend lower than the 20-week moving average, then bearish sentiment would arise, and liquidity will the prices of these assets will get affected. I had someone ask for a link Ethereum ratio, which I don't usually talk about on the channel here, but it's a fair comment because it has similar properties of how it treats the 20-week moving average. And as you can see, this is the Chainlink Ethereum ratio. And so we see similar context of the 20-week moving average throughout Chainlink's life. And around the same time Chainlink broke the 20-week on Bitcoin, it also broke against Ethereum. And what's interesting is that we have yet to get above the 20-week moving average as of yet against Ethereum. So you can then you can speculate. How I kind of see it is that the reason why Chainlink against Bitcoin is kind of indecisive at the moment is maybe attributed to Ethereum being so strong right now. With Ethereum so strong, Chainlink has a very difficult time to get above the 20-week moving average. I mean, even now, we'd have to rally about 35% in a week in order to get to the 20-week moving average today. So that's something to keep in mind. Ethereum's been really strong. It's been taking a lot of the liquidity out of altcoins and increasing its own valuations. And with that said, Chainlink is struggling. Now, naturally, this is if you're trading Chainlink against Ethereum, this is like no bueno for you. However, I don't necessarily trade Link back into Ethereum. I trade it against Bitcoin. But this is Chainlink against Ethereum can also be an indicator for you, despite on how you trade it, to see the strength of Chainlink against the top two cryptocurrencies on the market. If Chainlink is not outpacing Ethereum, then obviously Ethereum's the better buy. I do think at some point though, when Chainlink and this would kind of tie down to the indecision candle on Chainlink against Bitcoin. If Chainlink decides to rally up, then I would gander that at that point Chainlink should be able to break above the 20-week moving average against Ethereum. Moving on to the US dollar, the US dollar is still looking fantastic in my opinion. We're still above, we have been above the 20-week moving average since December of 2020, and we have rallied ever since. We're down 16% for the week, which is not good, but I would say the battle of $50 is going to be a hard one, to say the least. We got rejected actually at around $50. The high was, yeah, the open was 52.27. 52.27. So we're having a little trouble at $50, and then you could probably attribute that to just a mental barrier of sorts. But at the moment right now, Chainlink is, kind of not doing anything spectacular, but not doing anything terrible either. It's kind of in neutral territory, and it shows for this week. We haven't moved really from open to close. We had wicks down and to above, but at the end of the day, it looks like we're going to be closing where we started this week. So again, next week, keep an eye on Chainlink. Keep an eye on Bitcoin too. If Bitcoin does anything rash, like go below the 20-week, then that's kind of the main indicator for us. But keep an eye on Chainlink by next week. If we close like this, like where it's the open to close prices are virtually identical, look forward to next week to see some kind of movement to the either upside or downside. I don't sway one way or the other. I feel like if Bitcoin's able to hold the 20-week moving average, then my bias is towards the upside for Chainlink. But there's always a chance that Bitcoin goes below it. Anyway, that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.